Everybody, Dog Nation. Wednesday night, that means before the hedges. And you guys know when Georgia got a commitment on Friday, you check your watches, you know the clock calendar rolls around. And when Wednesday comes around, 8 p.m., we got before the hedges. And of course, we wanted to make sure we found a way to get Donovan Westmoreland, the Grififn High Bear, recent Georgia commitment. He's in the house tonight. Now, you know how it's going to go. We're going to talk a little bit. We're going to do that reporter interview type thing where you can learn a lot about Donovan. And then, hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. We're going to talk about all things Donovan. You got a question. You want to know what's his favorite PS5 game? You want to know what his favorite type of chicken wing is? You want to know what his favorite movie is? You want to know who he wants to play with? All that stuff. You can ask him right here, right now on Before the Hedges on DawgNation.com. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hope you guys are having a good night. And Donovan, the man of the hour in Before the Hedges tonight. Donovan, you've been a Bulldog for about 4 days now, man. What does it feel like? Are the girls looking at you a little bit nicer now? Are you getting a lot more people coming around the workouts? What's it been like to be a Georgia Bulldog commitment since Friday?
Yes, sir. The girls be here and there. I just be getting a lot of respect. A lot of people, they notice me. They be telling me, hey, they're excited for what I'm doing. They telling me to keep going because it's only gonna get better.
So let's just jump into all this right now. So Donovan, if I would have asked you 2 weeks ago and I'd have said, Mr. Westmoreland, you're going to be committed in 2 weeks, what would you have said? What would you have said?
I'd be like, man, I wouldn't believe it. I'd be like, I'd be shocked.
So guys, 6'3", 210. I think 12 sacks last year, if I got that right. About 80 tackles. You had a position switch where they turned you from a stand-up backer, maybe an outside backer, inside backer, and they said, you know what, son, let's not overthink it. You can go get that quarterback on the ground. We won't turn you loose. And it really, like, everybody knew you had ability. You can see that from your sophomore film, but I saw a great progression from sophomore to junior year. Did you find out that was the best thing to do when you got kind of turned loose as a junior?
Yes, sir. I've been working hard the whole summer. I ain't know which position I was gonna play. They just told me like I think like it was towards going to the first game of the season because we know we was gonna play at first. So I just kept working. I was working at linebacker and edge rusher at the same time, so I can be prepared for whatever position I be put in. So I was just working, and it paid off.
Look at him. I bet this young man hadn't stopped smiling since he committed on Friday. Donovan, I got a bunch of stuff to unpack here. I think the first thing, though, I thought was interesting. You want to know what modern recruiting is like during a pandemic? This is how Donovan came to be a dog, and I'm going to try to go through this pretty simply. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, his coach, Kareem Reed, shout out Kareem. It's funny, he had players like committed to Georgia when he was down in Florida, and then he moves to Georgia. He's at Westlake and Grififn, and now Donovan is the first guy that ends up committing and going to Georgia out of the Grififn program. But he got with him and he said, listen, kid, man, this pandemic, I don't know when visits are going to happen. I don't know when you're going to get your spots, and slots maybe get filled up. So he basically, which I thought was pretty wise, he said, Donovan, who likes you? Which schools are really reaching out? Which schools are really lighting you up? And Donovan gave him a couple of schools, and he's like, all right, those are the ones you need to focus on. And then that's when it got real for you, maybe like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes, sir.
And then what happened from there? How did you go from let's figure this out, and then you became a Bulldog? I think what happened is you took a virtual visit, and you got off that visit, and you're like, and folks, these virtual visits are going on like the Chick-fil-A drive-through right now in Georgia. They got everybody coming in and out. There is a momentum close right now for the 2022 class happening right now. But you went through that Zoom, and normally people are like, come back in a week or talk to mom or dad. You almost wanted to commit right after that thing, right?
Yes, sir. It just felt like home. Like everything they showed me, it was beautiful. Like the weight room, the field, like how they gonna progress me as a man. Like it was amazing. I loved it.
What happened after that? So you get off the Zoom and do you go to the kitchen table with mom and dad and get the legal pad out with like pros and cons, or do you just sit there and you go like kind of like a pass rush? You're like, man, why do we need to wait? Well, I mean, that's kind of how it came together, right?
Yes, sir. I was just talking to God, and he was like, I just prayed to him. He was like, "This it right here. He's like, make your move." So I just made my move, and they got a lot of good pass rushers coming out of there, going to the league. So I was just like, this is gonna be a great fit for me. I know I can go in there and potentially at least get playing time my first year.
Now let's see. I want to make sure I get this right because everybody knows this. They look at, that's right. Donovan knows about Leonard Floyd. He knows about Lorenzo Carter. He knows about Azeez Ojulari. He's like, they're putting dudes in the league, and that's a good pipeline thing there. But then when he gets there, you don't know if, Adam Anderson's probably not going to be there. Nolan Smith's probably not going to be there. Really the only outside backer that and then it would be Donovan. He sees his lane.
Yes,
I want to know what that was like, Donovan. So it was like you call Georgia back like the next day or the next night, and you're like, hey, I want to commit. And what was that like? Can you take me through that conversation?
It was like an hour later, I texted him. I was like, I'm ready to come home. I'm ready to be a Bulldog.
Was that Coach
happy.
Lanning? Was
yes,
that Coach
sir.
Lanning? What
yes,
did he
sir.
say? Do you remember what he said?
He was pumped. He started jumping there. Well, he was like, welcome home. You don't feel like home. He said, I got you.
You got to see that Dan Lanning coach committed dance, right? You got to commit this, right?
Yes, sir.
So then it's like you talk to Kirby or
during the virtual visit, I had talked to him like at the end before we had got off. He was the last person I talked to. He liked the personality. He liked the way I conduct myself. Like he heard good things about me. Like I'm living from the field. He loved me.
Everybody's watching your highlights. They're playing right now. What do you want people to know about that young man flashing with all those big plays? Like when you watch yourself on screen, like what's going through your mind when you come out here? Time to eat, or what goes through your mind on the course of a typical play? Just your assignments, your responsibilities, what you have to do.
I gotta get the quarterback. Like I gotta try to have the quicker reaction. I gotta beat everybody off the ball. Like I gotta be first person to move on the field. So nobody ain't moving my pace. I'm gonna be able to get there in no time.
Donovan, why was it Georgia? If you could put your finger on the biggest reason why you chose Georgia, or what you like best now about being a Bulldog, what would that be?
Like I said, like they had a lot of good pass rushers come out the league. And go to the league like very early.
How I guess when you look at everything right now, I want to know this. This is a question I always ask a lot of great players. For you, what's the reason why you play football? Like, I don't care how much you love this game. There's been some point where maybe you woke up and you had a bruise on your leg or your arm that was just Crayola doesn't make a color for the bruises that you get sometimes through football, or you're running gassers or you're running 100 and you're like, the reason why you play this game for really hard and violent physical men
is to see my mama smile every day, because it makes me keep going. I ain't used to seeing that. I want my friends with me coming up and seeing her smile. It make me go even harder.
Illegal. Tight end so far off the ball.
To tell him to keep my head right, so I can just do good in class, then just do good on the field, because it's all gonna translate.
Amen to that. Donovan, what do you want to study in school? Have you thought about your major yet?
I want to do marketing. So like I know football not gonna last forever, so I'm gonna have something to fall back on. So I'm gonna have extra money. Like I'm gonna just save it up for the next generation, for my next generation.
Donovan, how strong would you say this commitment to Georgia is? Is there any schools that are going to shake you on this that you still need to see, or do you feel like your commitment is pretty solid and pretty locked down right now?
I think it's pretty solid. Like going in, like it's gonna be a lot of top edge rushers. They're gonna be leaving going into the league, so it's gonna be like a fresh start, like for the edge rushers. So I think I can just go in and do my part and get on the field.
Donovan, what number do you wear? Is there a special reason why you wear that number?
Yes, sir. I wore 9 because my brother, like all through Grififn High, first my oldest brother, he played receiver. He wore number 9. I think his 11th or 12th grade year. Then my other brother, he go to Hutchinson. He go to a JUCO college. He had woo number 9. Like it followed down to him because he wore because my brother wore it. And now I'm just wearing. I'm just filling in the shoes. The whole big responsibility.
Filling in the shoes pretty well, I would say.
Sure.
Donovan, can you enroll early at a Grififn? Or are you going to try to enroll and graduate in December and enroll in January, or can you do that at Grififn High?
Yes, sir. I'm trying to get done with all my classes so I can early enroll.
Wow, that's great. Now, Donovan, I'm going to look at everybody was checking. They were here and listen to your highlights in the video over that. Bunch of people. You guys got a question for Donovan? I got a couple more questions. You know me, I got a ton of questions. But like, if you got a question for Donovan, I'm going to hop on Facebook. I'm going to hop on YouTube. If you want to know something about from the newest Georgia football commitment, drop that in the comments on YouTube. Drop that in the comments on Facebook, and we'll be sure to get to you. David Williams just says, good evening, Donovan. Jeremy Barbary. He's got so much game. He's got 2 E's on the end of his name. But he wants to know, who do you pattern your game after? Is there a guy that you think maybe you hop on YouTube and you're like a little bit of that guy, a little bit of that guy? Who do you pattern your game after?
I got multiple people, like underrated people. Like I got Yannick Ngakwe, he play on the Baltimore Ravens. I got Frank Clark. I got Von Miller, Khalil Mack. I got who else? I think that's about it. It's like I be mixturing all that moves and stuff. I just add them all together in one.
Yeah, that's funny because you see, I asked Donovan's coach about it, and Kareem said, this is funny. You'll see this on our DawgNation.com story about Donovan soon, but like his coach coached Khalil Mack in high school, and I was like, now listen, he name dropped Von Miller. Dog fans are going to love to hear that. And he name dropped Khalil Mack. He said Khalil was a little bit thicker. He was about 6'3", 225 in high school, but Donovan's about 6'3", 210. But he's like that first step, that explosion, that natural pass rush. He says that's reminiscent of what he saw. And this was an apples to apples evaluation that you wake up kind of the echoes a little bit of Khalil Mack in high school when he watches you get after it and compete. Man, Kareem throws around compliments like that, like manhole covers, man. It does not come easy. Like those sewer hole covers, man. But like, what do you think you've been able to do so far at Grififn to earn your coach's respect? Like when they watch how you play and they evaluate you, what do they say?
They love me because like on the practice field, every day I go 100%, like no break. Because in the game, I'm going to be full speed. I ain't going to never get tired. So every play, I'm going full speed. I'm making my team better. I'm making everyone better because I'm trying to win a championship before I leave there.
Donovan, what do you think when the Georgia coaches were telling you why you got the offer and why they wanted you? What were they telling you they liked the most about your game?
They like how I'm explosive off the ball and like how I'm getting to the quarterback. I'm physical. They love the way I play.
Lanny told you about Wolfpack, right? Did he tell you about the Wolfpack yet? That's what they call the outside linebackers at Georgia. They call them the Wolfpack.
Yes, sir.
A lot of guys notice in your film, they say you have a high motor. Coach Ryan Andrews says, tell him to stop asking me if he can play outside linebacker now. See, Coach Andrews, man, we love you, man. One of the best high school football coaches in Georgia. I've known him for a minute. And he knows talent, man. He can smell a player from like 3 zip codes away. And he's funny. He's on the feed and he's like, man, I guess outside linebacker worked out for you a little bit, huh? Dustin wants to know the top 3 artists on your pregame playlist. I'm curious. Are we going to hear some Gunna? Are we going to hear some Young Boy? You're going to hear some Baby? Like, who are we going to hear?
Number 1, NBA Youngboy. He the GOAT right now. He the GOAT.
Yeah.
Then number 2, I'm going to go with Lil Baby. I'm starting to listen to him more. He fire. And number 3, I'm gonna go with Future, old school.
Old school, Future, man.
Yeah.
I can't wait. In about another 6 months, Mask Off is going to be the most coolest song on the Apple playlist by Future.
Yes, sir.
Keith Simmons, he wants to know your size and speed. Keith, I know he's 6'3", about 210. Maybe he had some chicken wings tonight. Maybe he's 213. But speed-wise, Donovan, have you been clocked in a 40 yet or anything like that?
Yes, sir. It's been an unofficial 40. I ran like a 4.64, 4.65. It was one of those.
And Donovan, I gotta ask you this, folks. This is what COVID-19 pandemic recruiting is like. Donovan fell in love with Georgia, committed to Georgia, became a dog. Let's put some bass in that voice. Dog. He did all this off Wi-Fi and Zoom because he didn't go visit in March or last year. The last time you visited, tell folks about the last time you visited. It was a long time ago, right? When you went to a Georgia campus, when you went to a game, what was that, 8th grade year?
Yes, sir. I had one with my Carver Road coach.
You remember that game? Did Georgia win? Who were they playing?
They were playing Kentucky before going to the playoffs. That was the last game before the playoffs. I think that was their last home game.
So that was the Jake Fromm, Sony Michel, Nick Chubb year, right? When they went to the Rose Bowl?
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a good team to watch. And then we got a lot of guys checking in. Oh, man, that's some good stuff right there. Donovan, I've seen this from a bunch of people. Let me jump on. Keith Simmons notices your quick first step. Keith, that's right. All of us guys that crunch tape, that's the first thing you notice about Donovan is he gets off the ball really quick, and that gives him a huge edge. But Donovan, with everything that everybody's asking you, they want to know is there anybody out there now you're the commitment. Now you're not the hunted, you're the hunter. Is there a guy out there that you want to play with, that you want to talk to and get to come play with you at Georgia in the 2022 class? Is there a guy you played against this year, Grififn, where you're like, man, I got to play with that dude. I want him to come in Georgia and play with me. Do you got any guys that come off the top of your head about that? Really good guys that you think could be good Bulldogs as well?
My teammates, most definitely, because everybody hard working. We got a young line that's coming in. It's he finna be a upcoming sophomore. He my height. He quick off the ball. He gonna be good. As soon as he lock in, he gonna be a dog too. I promise you.
And then with it's funny because like you mentioned earlier, his brothers, the Grififn High staff. Look at this young man, 6'3", 210, future SEC pass rusher. They call him Junior, and for that's a sign of respect a little bit because your brothers, right? And your older brother is bigger than you. They've all got their careers. I mean, that's the nickname, right? You hear a lot, Junior, right? Especially from the coaching staff, right?
Yes, sir.
How does that feel, man? They're all probably young buck, little kid, little brother is a Bulldog, man.
I'm cool with it. I'm right there. I'm catching up to him, but he big. He done got way bigger now.
Is there anything anybody has said to you recently, family, coaching staff, people around Grififn? I would imagine Grififn is mostly a Georgia community, right? Like most of the people are Georgia fans or maybe Georgia Tech fans with a little bit of Alabama. Who was this number 2 school here, Donovan? Was there a school that was even close to Georgia, or how close was it in your recruiting?
I'll say Georgia Tech. Cause I was talking with Coach Coleman. He was he would check in on me day to day, like a one-on-one talk. He'd just give me a quick conversation, and we hop off the phone. But, like, he'll keep in touch with me. He keep in touch with me a lot.
Bunch of people on Facebook weighing in. Henry Carter just says, congratulations. Welcome to the G.
Thank you.
Are you running track too? Kathy, our good friend Kathy on the feed wants to know if you're running track too. You run track at all? What other sports do you play, Grififn?
I run track, and I think, that's all. I just run track and play football. I used to play basketball in 8th grade, then I just stopped.
Chad Buchanan says Georgia needs to stoke the flames on this 2022 class. Chad, you might get your wish. Keith Folds says your first step reminds him of Adam Anderson and Azeez Ojulari. That's pretty good. Have you watched Azeez's tape? Do you watch that guy and you think that could be me in about 3 years?
Yes, sir. I know I can get there.
What's your favorite part of playing football, Donovan?
I love the contact. I love contact. Like, I like him.
People are saying, get that boy. Kathy's really funny. Kathy, she says, put that boy on the hurdles. Get you on the hurdles, man. Athletes run track, man. That's pretty cool. Donovan, what do you think? When did you know? If you already know in your heart of hearts that you made the right decision, like when you wake up the next morning and they have to get the edits together. That's the funniest part. So you tell them you're coming, and then they start getting your edits together, and then you tweet it out. I think you announced it at noon on a Friday. What was it like waiting to tell the world you were a dog? What was that like for you?
I still can't believe it. Like, I'm finna go to a Division I school, like the Bulldogs, team that I've been watching since I was little. Like, I couldn't believe it. It's just a blessing to me.
Was that the team you represented growing up? Did you have a Georgia jersey? Did you have Georgia gear? Was that the school you liked growing up?
It was close, but like the team I like is LSU and Oklahoma. But I still like Georgia. I got a workout shirt.
Kathy Weaver Fuel says you like to throw people down. Basically, yeah, he likes to throw people down. That's what a outside backer do. Keith Folds, good friend of the shows, he says, my teacher friend at Grififn tells me Donovan is a good student and a high character young man. That's important to you, right, Donovan? Not just being a great player.
Yes, sir.
What do you got to get better at, man? What do you think you got to get better at? Like, okay, this is the 2020 model. Donovan Westmoreland, we saw on this film and everything. What is the 2021 model got to be like? What do you got to do to really be great your senior year?
I want to come out even more explosive. I want to knock people on their butt. I want to get stronger, quicker, more twitchy. I want to be unstoppable. Like, anything you throw against me, I'm gonna conquer it.
Good questions. Facebook is like lighting us up right now. They want to know, what's your wingspan? Have you ever had your wingspan tested about how long your arms are from tip to tip? Have you ever had that checked?
No, sir.
What do you think about who's your favorite all-time Georgia Bulldog? Do you have one? Leon Hutchison has that question.
I ain't really just had no favorite. I don't think I had a favorite one. I don't think I got a favorite one.
Lisa Jones, and she's got some style because she spells her name Leisa. Lisa wants to know, can you dunk a basketball?
I ain't tried it yet, but I know I can dunk it though. I ain't just tried like.
Randy Hall wants to know. I know you get in the weight room at Grififn High. Kareem Reed has you guys eating 45s, I guess, every morning for breakfast. But like, he wants to know your best power clean. You got a good power clean?
My power clean is 270. I just did it recently.
Steve Highland says, love the excitement and joy on his face. I got you a motivational story here. Donovan, Brock Vandegrift, the 2021 quarterback who signed with Georgia, his senior year, he got 315 on the power clean, 310, 315 on the power clean. And that's the quarterback, man. That's the quarterback. So You know what that means, man. You gotta put in that work, man. You can't have be having quarterbacks power clean more than you. Awesome. Well, hey, Donovan, I hope you've had fun. I know our viewers and listeners and everybody have had fun getting to know you. The one comment I see over and over is the excitement and joy on your face. It looks like, man, you just committed tonight. That's how happy it seems like you are to be a Bulldog. And Donovan, let's go through it. I think we've got a slide. Donovan's a 3-star. That stuff's going to change. I think he's the number 30 outside backer, number 490 something overall. That's on the 24/7 Sports composite. He's a 3-star, but Georgia had a huge need, still has a huge need to get outside backers in this class, defensive line in this class. And now they've got a DN that's 6'6". That's kind of the big, long guy. And now they've got Donovan Westmoreland, a guy that has that quick electric burst of a first step that can get to the quarterback as well, can affect the quarterback. He's the 6th member of the class of 2022 at Georgia. Grififn High's pride and joy. Hey, Donovan, hey, man, super job. Really nice job. Thanks for having you with us, man. We could talk to you all night, but we got a whole show to get to now.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir, Donovan. Hey, man, be well and God bless you, young man.
Yes, sir. You too.
For more DawgNation videos, check out youtube.com/DawgNation.